Hi, third grade Falcons. It's me, Miss Land, and I'm here to give you a run through of the social studies for week 7. So if you are not in week 7, this is not the video that you want, but hopefully you are clicking this video because you are on week 7. I'm going to walk you through all of the steps. If there's ever a time where I'm going too fast, remember you can always pause this video, do the section or the part that I've just explained, and then come back and press play to continue through the steps. I am going to go through all of the different things that you'll see today, but obviously it's just you have 4 different days to do all these steps. So you can also press stop and then come back the next day and watch the next section of the video if you want to break it up into those 4 days or do 2 chunks. However you would like to use this video that works best for you. But I am going to walk you through all the different things that you're going to need to do for social studies this week. So first thing, before we start, you are going to want to take a look at what you chose last week. So week 6, the 4th day, the last thing that you did in social studies was you had to pick a job. So it said my future job, and you had to pick out were you going to be a mover, a helper, or a creator. And they each had different salaries, how much money that job was going to pay you to do that job. So it was $400, $600, or $800. That's an important thing to know as we do this next activity, or the next part of the activity, because we're going to be making a plan for our future, right? So if you need to take a second to go back and look at which job you chose and how much your salary is, you may do that now. If you think oh, I think I chose the top one, which was 800, or oh, I chose the middle one, which was 600, or the bottom one, the easiest one, which was 400. Then you can go off of what you remember, but if you need to look, you may do that now. So I'm going to go into the pages that you're going to be completing, and we'll run through this. All right, the first thing that we're doing is making a plan. So last week we talked about what you saw in your future. If you were looking for 20 years from now, what did that future look like? What were your wants? What were your needs? What was your dream job? What kinds of things did you want to do for fun? And that brainstorm that we did is going to help with these pages. So you have to pick from 3 homes. It's 20 years from now, so maybe you're 28 or 29, or maybe you're even 30 years old in 20 years, and you just moved to Futura, and you're choosing what you're going to do there, what your costs are going to be, what your home is going to be, your vehicle is going to be. So here's 3 options in Futura. You can choose a mod home, and a mod is a hut, and it's just your basic living space. So you and your family, you have one room that you share, and then you share a kitchen and a bathroom with some other people that you're living nearby. So you have your own living room or your own living space, bedroom, but you share your kitchen and bathroom with some other people. Or for $100 more, you can live in a pod. And a pod is a small private apartment with a kitchen, and it has a bathroom and 2 bedrooms. And they have a TV, they have air conditioning, they have nice furniture. So that sounds a little more fancy than the mod. You do have your own bathroom, your own bedrooms, your own kitchen, but it is still and it's a private apartment with nice furniture. Or for $200 more, you can live in a quad. A quad is a large private apartment with a big kitchen and 2 bathrooms and 3 bedrooms. And they have the best electronics and the best furniture, plus they have an indoor pool. So again, you're in a private apartment, but it's got a little bit extra nice things. You get an extra bedroom there. So though that is the quad. So notice it's got different prices. So the fancier you're going, the more you're going to pay for it, though. So you got to keep those things in mind. Well, I want to be careful with money, so I think I'm just going to choose the pod. I'm going to stay kind of in the middle. I want to have my own bathroom and everything, but I don't know that I need all of the super fancy stuff. You may decide, you know what, I like to spend a lot of time at home. So maybe the quad is something that you want, but you want to think about how much money you're making. Remember, if you choose um, the mover job, you were only making $400. So a mover cannot afford to live in a quad, right? Okay, next we're going to pick our vehicle. The first vehicle is the Buzz Bike. A Buzz Bike is a motorized bicycle that holds one person. It has no top or sides because it's a bicycle, so it doesn't have a roof on it like a car, but it can go up to 30 miles per hour, so it can probably get you to work fairly well, but you're not going to be able to drive your family around on a Buzz Bike, right? But it depends on how many people that you plan to have in your family. Next, there's the Mini. A Mini is a small plain car that holds 4 people. It does not have a radio or any special gadgets, but it does go up to 50 miles per hour. So it goes a little bit faster than that bike. And you can fit 4 people in that car. And then the top choice is the Cruiser. A Cruiser is a large, fancy car that holds up to 6 people. So maybe if I wanted to have a bigger family, maybe I would choose a Cruiser. It's packed with special features and it goes up to 100 miles an hour, right? So again, I think I'm going to go right in the middle because I don't know that I can afford the super fancy stuff, but I do want to have enough space for my family because I'm planning on having maybe 2 kids. All right. The next 2 things we have to choose is our food plan and our fun plan. The food plan starts with a basic, and a basic food plan provides bread, vegetables, and plain chicken for each meal of the day. So you get bread, vegetables, and chicken. The basic plus meal, you're going to get the bread and the vegetables, but it's not just chicken. This time you can get different types of meat. So maybe sometimes you have chicken, but sometimes um, you have a hamburger or you have taco meat, right? Um, and then you also get fruit for 1 meal each day. So you get a little bit of fruit in there too. So different types of meat and you get fruit. The Tasty Food Plan provides a variety of breads, vegetables, meats, cheeses, and fruits for each meal of the day, plus a dessert at dinner. Well, I like to cook fancy foods, and I like a lot of things that have cheese on it. I like pizzas, I like quesadillas, I like macaroni and cheese. So I think this may be one of the places that I'm going to splurge and say, you know what, I'm going to pick the top one on this. I was careful on those others, so hopefully I'll have enough money to have a tasty meal plan. The next one is pick your fun plan. So there's 3 different fun plan types. With this monthly plan, basically you get to go out and have fun one time a month. Maybe it's a sports game or an arcade, go to the pool, go to the movies, the park. Maybe you want the weekly plan, right? With this plan, you can go to one fun place each week. So maybe each weekend I would get to go do something. That sounds pretty nice. Or is it a daily? Do you want to have fun daily? So with this one, you can go to one fun place each day. So maybe a sports game, arcade, pool, movies, park, bowling, right? Well, I didn't choose the fancy apartment that has the pool and has the cool electronics. So I saved that money, but I don't know that I need to go do something fun every single day. So maybe again, I'm gonna just pick right in the middle, so that I can choose to do something one time each week. That would be really nice. Again, I need to check to see if I have enough money with the things that I chose, with the job that I have. Okay. So I made my selections. This is the end of day 1. Okay, so if you're completing this, this is all you needed to do. Actually, it's day 2 of the week for Tuesday. This next part that I'm going to show you is actually the work that you're going to be completing on Wednesday. And this is on page 34. Page 34, if you're in your packet, week 7 packet. And we're going to take that information that we just picked on the last set of pages, and we're going to transfer it over onto our budget. Okay, so you're going to want to look at those selections you made and copy them down on here. For the home, I picked the pod, and it said the pod was $300. For the vehicle, I picked the Mini, and the Mini was $100. For my food plan, I went for the top choice, the Tasty food plan. That was $100. And for my fun plan, I decided to pick the weekly. So once a week, I'd get to have fun, and that was for $50. So once I've copied down each of my choices and the cost, I need to find out what the total is. So I need to add all of these costs up. 300 plus one more 100 would be 400. 400 plus one more 100 would be 500. 500 plus 50 would be 550. So that's my total expenses. So that's the total money that I'm going to have to pay every month to have a place to live, a vehicle to get me to work, food to eat, and even a little bit of fun each week. It's going to cost me $550. Now, in the packet, on the bottom of the packet, it looks like this. If you're online, it's going to be a different slide, just like you're seeing. But we're going to use that information. So we just had that yellow box that I figured, oh, my expenses were $550. Then I'm going to look back and see, this was on week 6, slide 4. What did I say my income was? What was my salary? So there was the mover, the helper, or the creator. Now, I remember when I picked my job, I was a little nervous about being a creator because it had a lot of things and I just wasn't feeling confident. So I just picked the helper. I felt like, okay, I could do the helper. I could do a really good job, and then maybe eventually I can move up to a creator. But I was going to start at the helper. So the helper had a salary of $600. So I'm going to move those numbers down here. My income was $600. My expenses were $550. Now, at this point, you need to make sure, do you have enough money? Is your income, is this green box more than your yellow box? If your yellow adds up to a number that's bigger than your green box, that means that you cannot afford those choices and you may have to go back in to slides 1 and 2 or go back to page 33 and pick. You may have to say, you know what, I don't get the super fancy apartment, or maybe I need to get the smaller car. You may have to knock one or more things down to make it something that you can afford. Because if this first number is not big enough, then you cannot subtract it. Okay. Luckily, mine turned out okay. I was trying to be very smart as I was planning. So I did end up having $50 left. So after I took the 600 and minus 550, it left me with $50. So this is what you're doing through day 2, which was Wednesday. Your second day of social studies will bring you to this. Okay. Your next part of, if you don't make enough money, you have to go back and change. Don't forget that. You can't say 550 minus 600, right? You have to go back in and either pick a different job and say, oh gosh, I'm going to have to work extra hard then, or you need to change some of your expenses. The next thing we're looking at is your Thursday activity. So if you've already gotten a little too much and you want to pause and come back to this video on Thursday, you can. Otherwise, I'm going to walk you through these steps as well. So On that last slide, I saw that I had $50 left over. Once I took my income and I subtracted all my expenses, I had $50 left over. Surprises, surprises. We can't plan for everything. There's always going to be things that come up. You'll notice sometimes your parents get stressed out because something happens that they weren't expecting, or something costs more money than they were expecting. Well, since we are pretending like we were in the future and we are grown-ups, we are going to have some surprises happen too. So in this video, you're going to you can use a spinner if you're on the packet. Kind of put a pin right in the center and then flick a paper clip around. Or you can simply ask somebody to ask a parent or brother or sister, hey, will you give me 3 numbers between 1 and 20? Okay, so let's say they say 1. Okay, I'm always going to start my counting at the very top. So 1 is, oh, woohoo, your job gives you a bonus and you earned $100. So over here in the earned, I would put $100 because I earned $100. That's money that I'm getting. Let's say the next number they said was 2. Uh-oh, you broke your arm and it costs $50. Uh-oh, that's money I have to spend to help fix my arm. That's 50. And let's say they picked 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, you had a yard sale and you earned $50. So that's money that I earned for the 3rd spin. Like I said, you don't pick the numbers. Try to have somebody else pick the numbers, not 1, 2, and 3, just like me. Try to have them, let's say they pick 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Oh, yay! Birthday money earned, you get $50. So you're just going to count your way around, but have somebody else pick the numbers so that you don't get tempted to cheat and make sure you earned all the money instead of some of those surprises that are not so great. Try to be honest with it. So looking at the money that I earned in this row, I earned 100 here and another 50. So that's 150 that I earned. Uh-oh, but I did break my arm. So that is minus 50 that I lost. So I'm going to figure out the total amount of money that that's happening with these surprises. So originally I had $50 left. Then I have to add in the $150 that I earned. And then I have to subtract, though, that $50 that I had to pay when my arm got broken. So first I would add these 2 numbers and then subtract. Or I'll notice, oh, I'm adding this, but I'm subtracting it. So these ones are going to kind of cancel out. And that means this time I have $150 left. Yay, so those surprises actually helped me. I went from having $50, now I have $150. Uh-oh. Don't forget taxes. You owe the future government $100 in taxes. So I had $150 after my surprises, but I have to pay $100 in taxes. So now I only have $50 left. But the good news is that I have money left. Some of you, after those surprises, you may not have any money left. You may be in the negative amount of money. And that's why sometimes parents get stressed out, because sometimes things happen and we spend more money than we have coming in. We spend more than our income, right? So this economics activity is helping us realize how important it is to have a budget. Our Friday activity is just a reflection. It's just going to ask you some questions about the activity. Were you happy with the job that you chose? Did you wish that you had worked harder and had the bigger job? Do you wish that you had picked an easier job? How do you feel about the job that you chose? Next, are you happy with your choices when you chose your home and your vehicle and all that good stuff? Did you realize that, oops, you just picked the nice stuff every time and maybe you have to be more careful? Or did you feel like, you could have spent a little bit more money? What was the hardest decision you had to make? Did you have to give up something you wanted? Did you have to decide not to get the fancy apartment? Did you have to give up that cruiser car, right? Well, which one was the hardest one to decide? Oh, okay, I'll just get the middle one, or I'll get the lowest one. What was the hardest choice? And then after the surprises and paying your taxes, again, they want to know how much money did you have left. So remember, I had $50 after I had paid taxes. Um, if none, what would you do differently next time? Was it the surprises that got you? Was it the taxes that got you? What would you do differently? Do you need to take away some of that fun? Do you need to take away some of the food? What do you need to do differently? If you had money left over, what would what would you do with this money? I think I might save the money because I saw, sometimes I got kind of lucky on the surprises and there could have been some other bad surprises that happened. So maybe I'm going to save that $50 in case there's another month that there's extra things I have to pay. I have that money saved. Or maybe I'm going to donate it. Maybe I'm going to give it to other people that, since I was lucky enough to have good things, maybe I'm going to donate it to somebody that I see needs it. Maybe there's something that I need that I'm going to spend it on something special. I'm going to buy my brother a birthday present that month, or buy my kids toys, or what would I spend that extra $50 on? All right, well, this is the end of the week 7 social studies. I hope that it was interesting to you. I hope you liked it and had fun with the simulation of being 20 years older and getting to pick out some of the things that you will have to make decisions on when you get that old. So if you have any questions, reach out to your teachers. If you need to watch this video over again because you're not sure which numbers to put where, remember you can always go back and watch this video again and pause it as we're going through the steps. Like I said, I really hope you enjoyed this video. This activity. I thought it was a cool one to do and kind of help us understand what our families go through as they're making their monthly payments and their monthly bills, and they're working so hard to help support us. So if you have any questions, again, reach out to your teacher. I loved making this video and I hope you enjoyed it too. Thanks. Bye.